program I normally record it. Sometimes it normally makes my network disable or unstable, sorry, unstable. So if you feel that you're not able to hear me well, kindly tell me on the spot because it has some effects on the sound. I mean on the network. So I'll move to monitoring. I'll pick that activity under monitoring. So I don't know how many. Let me go back again. We have 4.1. You only have one 4.1, isn't it? This one.
Yes. Yes.
So we are going to add or rather insert a task there, and we paste this. Yeah. Then we are going to go back again to project closure. Project closure, we don't have, yeah, we have this, that is final evaluation. Let me bold it a little bit so that you can be able to see the major. You are being guided by these numbers. This numbering is very, very important. This numbering is very, very important in when you are developing the schedule. So do not just assume those are just numbers. So during project closure, we have seen we have how many activities major? We have two.
We have two, yes,
Yes, that is
documentation.
documentation, copy. So we put them there. Now, there is something I want to show you here. I want you to be very, very keen on these tabs here. I am not training you softwares. I am training you how to come up with a project schedule or how you can break down your project. And also, I want you to focus on what we call the duration when we are supposed to start the project, when the activity will end. We are going to look at the predecessors. The predecessors are the one that I was showing you. We normally call them predecessors, or at times we normally call them dependencies. The four: FS, SS, FS, and FF. So they will appear here. So I want you to observe what is happening on this particular project. Now, I have brought the major project or the overall activity, which is malaria control and prevention. So that forms our project. Then I have brought what we call the faces. They are here. So I am going to change color. I'll turn them into black because you already know the faces. Now I'll select all activity that are under project initiation for me now to separate the major activities with minor activities. I'm not the one who is bolding, automatically it bolds itself. So I am doing something we call indenting in the project softwares. Then I'll move to planning phase. I'll not select this phase. Kindly note, I will only pick what is below that
Yes, sir.
phase.
Yes.
So I'll indent it. Then I'll move to implementation. That is procurement, community, and indoor. So there are three activities here. So I'll put like that. So you can be able to see now the major faces are appearing on the screen. Then I'll move to what is below monitoring and evaluation, which is only one activity. Then project closure, I'll make it a phase or a major activity. Now I want somebody to guide me. Where do I move after now bringing in the project, the sub tasks or the major tasks? Where do I move now?
Back breakdown. Is it?
What else? Somebody to say something else?
Because under work breakdown, I think we should be putting out the sub activities under.
Yes, we have sub activities or what we call the work package. We can call it work package because I want us to go back to I want us to go back to our activity number one, which is project initiation. We want to confirm under project stakeholders or stakeholder engagement and approvals what we have. But before then, I want us to make the major activity as a face. So I am hiding all the activities. I'm just clicking the arrow that is next to the activity.
Yes.
So you can be able to see that all the major faces they are here.
Yeah.
I want to make this as an overall activity. So I'll select this and indent. Then I can also hide them. So I've been left with what? The project.
Project itself. Yes.
So remember, here I have zero duration simply because I have not defined the start date of the project. Automatically, the system normally pick the duration, the date for that particular day
Yeah.
when we are adding the activity. So it has picked today's date. Now I will open again all of them because I have already completed making them making major and minor or and activities. So I want to bring in, I will go back again to phase number one, and 1.1.1 is identify key stakeholders. 1.1.2 is conduct stakeholders meeting. 1.1.3, which is now our our work package for this matter, obtain a project approval. So I want to bring this to the system or to the schedule because these are the exact activities that will happen here. So I'll pick this, that is identify key stakeholder, which is supposed to be below what? Stakeholder engagement and approvals. So I'll go to the system, I'll check where we have what? Stakeholders.
Stakeholders.
So I will insert a task and I'll paste my task there. Identify what? Stakeholders. But remember, it is not a major activity. So it should not be in the same line with what? Stakeholder engagement. We are supposed to indent it a little bit or to push it towards our right hand side a little bit. Now, what else is below stakeholder engagement? Let's go back again. We have conduct stakeholders meeting. So we pick that. We go back to the system and below identify key stakeholder, we add another task. Please don't get confused here. We insert that. Then there is another activity that we are supposed to insert. It is called obtain project approval. So we have not actually started what we call sequencing. We are just breaking down this project into manageable tasks. Now, I want somebody to tell me where the work package starts and where it ends in phase number one. Where does the work package start and where does it end?
The work package.
Mhm,
The work package starts from identify stakeholders
mhm.
and then ends at project.
Obtain project approvals, isn't it?
Yes, obtain project approval.
So we identify, we do what you call indenting. So you can
And
be
then
able to see that already stakeholder has changed the color. What does it mean? Project initiation phase, we have stakeholders, and these are the activities under that. So I want us to do phase number one. We have project formation. We go to project formation or project information. How many activities do we have here? We have two. That is to recruit project staff. So we are going to go back to the system. We add them. We insert the task, and we are supposed to to have two tasks here. Number one is to recruit the project staff. We paste it there. Then we are going to move back to the question. We pick this and we put it there. We put it there. Then remember, this is a work package and it's supposed to fall under project information. So you indent again. So you can be able to see now the structure, the schedule is taking place, or the plan is now taking place. Now, I want us to go back to initiation phase. I want us to go back. I want us to focus on this initiation phase first. Now, so the duration for identifying the key stakeholders is 7 days. So we are supposed to define the duration in days. So there is something that I'm supposed to do to the program so that it doesn't pick anything else apart from days. So I'll go behind the schedule or what you call the backstage, and I'll define the duration to be in days. I had already set in my system. So that is why it is picking duration in days. We can have duration in weeks, months, and so forth. Then the other thing that we need to note is when the project is starting. So the project started on 1st April. That is something that you need to note. So I'll go to the
Yes.
system. I need to define the start date for the first activity. The first activity is identify key stakeholders. So the first activity is identify key stakeholders, which is taking 7 days.
Step one.
So on 1st April, the first activity that we did is not engaging the stakeholder, it is identifying the key stakeholders. So I need to tell the system that on this particular date, the duration is 7 days. Remember, the duration is 7 days for this activity. Now I need to tell the
7 days,
system
yes.
the date when we started the activity. So I'll go to project. I am supposed to hit project information. This is the tab project information. Then the start date was not today, it was on 1st of April. The current date is here, here is 1st of April. The status date, I can let it remain like that. Then I'll hit OK. So you can be able to see that the date has already changed. Automatically, the system has changed the date. So the date here is 1st of April. So that is when the first activity was done. Then I'll go to conduct stakeholders. I'm now doing what you call this column, defining now the duration of each activity. This is where now time comes in. So whatever that you are discussing here is what we are now doing, defining activities and sequencing.
Time
So, so
sequence.
we have already defined the activities, what is supposed to be done. Let's now sequence the activities. Let's see how the activities will follow each other. I want you to follow me what I'm doing here. Conduct stakeholders meeting. Let's check the duration for conducting stakeholders meeting, 14 days. So I'll put 14 days here, 14 days. Then there is obtaining project approval. Obtaining project approval is 14 days. Go back and put 14 days here, 14 days. Is it the same as, yes, 14 days. Then the project information, recruiting the project staff is 21 days. Recruiting the project staff, this is 21 days. You can just type, it will automatically pick 21 days. Then conduct training session. Conduct a training session, that is taking 40 days. Conduct a training session, that is 14 days. So I want only to focus with the phase number 1. Now, the activity in the project, the system doesn't know the activities that you have in the project. That is something that you should that should be in your mind. That the system will know. The system doesn't know when the activity will start and when the activity will end. So when we are learning the softwares, both the softwares, there is the crash for theory that normally take 2 days before you introduce the system. And those who might decide to come back to do the softwares in project, we might cover that in that particular class. So here, there is something I want to do for this system to pick. Now, the start date and the finish date, I'm not supposed to define for the system. It's supposed to define for itself. Now, if the activity will follow this sequence, by default, let me show you, by default, what activities normally pick in the system. The system is a bit complex and it requires too much time. Let me show you what happens here. So by default, the system normally pick this, finish to start, that this
Finish
activity
to
must
start.
be completed for you to start the next activity. So I finish the first activity, then I move to the next activity. So I'll do something here. I want to link these activities. I want to do something we call linking the activity. So when I link the activity, automatically the system detects when the activity is supposed to start and when it's supposed to end. So let me also link these activities here. So automatically the predecessors appears, that is the dependencies, FS, SS, we are going to see. Now, I am also going to convert the system. Sorry.
So, start.
Mhm.
How did you come with is it
These
predecessor?
ones,
How did you do that?
the
Yes.
system automatically picks. The moment you link this activity, there is a message that you are
Okay.
delivering to the system. You are telling the system,
All right.
by default, the system should pick FS.
Finish to start.
Are we together? When you link,
Yes.
when you link these activities, let me
Yes,
show
yes.
you. Let me delink them. When I delink the activities, you can be able to see they have disappeared, isn't it?
Yes.
So let me delink
Mm.
this or
Yes.
unlink that. So they have already
Okay.
disappeared. What does it mean? I am now in a position to tell the system that, for example, identify and conduct stakeholders meeting is supposed to start at the same time. That is SS. So what does it mean to the system? The system cannot be able to define it. I'm the one to tell the system. And in project management, we normally avoid linking the activities because some activities must start at the same time, others
Okay.
must be completed, and others must start once you complete another activity. So the dependency, or rather what you call the predecessor.
Okay.
So let me double click here. Let me double click
No.
here. There is something I want to show you manually here. Here. Let me highlight the two activities here, like that. I use red so that you can be able to see. When you want to tell the system that these two activities are starting at the same time, what are you supposed to do? You simply come here and double click. You double click this and this window is going to open. Because your interest is on predecessors, then you will hit the predecessors and you tell the system, you come here and tell the system that activity number 1 is supposed to start at the same time with the activity number 5. So I'll type conduct stakeholder meeting. I select now conduct stakeholder meeting, which is number 5. I'll pick that, and by default you can be able to see what is appearing here,
Yes.
FS, isn't it?
FFS.
Now there is need for you to communicate to the system because you have not linked those activities. You tell the system these activities are starting at the same time. So you change what? The dependency. Remember the duration is 7 days. So what is happening now? You can be able to see the system has already picked number 5 is starting at the same time with number 4. You can be able to see where 5SS is. It is in the row for number 4 or task
Oh,
ID number
yes.
4. So this number 5 is this activity, conduct stakeholders meeting. You have already communicated with the system that this activity and this activity is going to happen at
Start.
the same time. Are we together? I want us to tell the system that this activity,
Yes.
now I want us to tell this system that obtaining approvals will only start once we
After.
complete conducting stakeholders meeting. We can only obtain approval once we complete stakeholders meeting. So I am going to double click the same point. I want to communicate with the system. I want to tell the system that obtaining this one, obtaining project approval, which has been selected number 6, has to pick the dependency finish to start.
I think you have selected conduct stakeholder meeting. I want to
Yes,
select.
because obtaining
Oh,
approval will only start once I complete,
okay.
once I finish what? Conducting stakeholders meeting.
Conduct.
I must finish to start, finish this number 5, finish conduct
Yes.
stakeholders meeting for me to obtain approval.
Start the project.
So that is what I'm telling the system. So you can be able to see predecessor here, our dependency is 5. But our task ID is number 6. What does it mean? It simply mean that I will only obtain approval after I am done with the number 5, which is conduct stakeholders meeting. I hope that is clear.
Yes.
So this is breaking down the project. This is defining the duration of the project. This is about the start date, and this is what you call the finish date. These are what you call the predecessors.
Sequence.
Yeah, the sequencing now. So you can be able to see that this activity is depending on number 5, or they are starting at the same time. We can also bring in the other, that is conducting training session. We can say that it is ending at the same time with number 8. That is recruiting what? Staff. So I'll click recruiting staff. Then I'll change my predecessor here and say it is ending at the same time. And I hit OK. So that is number 8 supposed to end together with number 9. So this is number 8, which is our predecessor. Predecessor comes first. Then there is now the successor. I don't want to introduce successor because I'm supposed to add some column here. So from this question, there is something that is remaining that we are supposed to do. The resources. I want you to
Yes.
look at the resources here. We have done duration. We have done adding the stakeholders. So the other part is the cost and resources.
Resources. Yes.
Yes. So let me take you to, because I want to show you a complete schedule that can help you to implement the project. And we're also going to check the cost. Only this one, we are going to focus on this part here. I mean up to this part, that is phase number 1, this one. And we check the cost of just initiation only and see how much it's going to cost us. So let's move to adding resources.
Resources.
When I'm adding resources, I'm supposed to click a tab called view, and I go to what you call resource sheet. So it's going to open. I've clicked view resource sheet. I want to list all my resources here. So what I'm going to do, I want to bring this here. that part here because I want us now to insert the resources. Number one, we have project manager, resource number one. We have resource called the project manager. So I'll paste the project manager there. The other resource is administrative support. We need a team from the admin, that is administrative support. Copy and we paste it here. So we move to the other activity. We have material, that is meeting facilities. So we call it meeting facilities, like chairs. We may need tables, so we can just put them there. Then we have refreshment. We copy refreshment, put them there. Put them there. We have refreshment. We put the refreshment here, there like that. Then what else is remaining? Obtaining project approval. We need legal advice. So we need legal advisor here. Somebody who can help us to get approvals. So I can put the resource name as what? Legal advisor. Then when obtaining the project information, I need resource, I need HR consultant. When I'm recruiting people, I need HR consultant. I hope you are following what I'm doing. Are you following what I'm
Yes,
doing?
yes.
Okay, good. So we have HR consultant. So let me first of all highlight what we have done here so that you can be able to see where we are. The black means we have not done anything on that. So let me change this into red so that you can be able to see where we are. So project information. Did we put the duration for project in recruitment? I hope so. So we have this. We need another resource we call training materials such as pens, notebooks, etc. You can put them under that. Then we need a trainer. We need Cyrus here. He's our trainer. So we are done with that. So phase number one, we are done listing the resources. Now remember, I told you that we have three types of resources in project management. If you don't define very well here in the resource sheet, the system might not give you the correct figure. So you need to know, for example, the project manager here is under work. So the type is correct, project manager under work. Administrative support under work. So that one is okay. Meeting facilities, they fall under material. Meeting facilities. So we are supposed to change this to what we call material. I am going to tell you the reason why I'm doing this. Then we have refreshment. They fall under what we call material. Then we have legal advice. Where is legal advisor? Legal advisor is under work.
Work.
We have team
Human
formation, work, HR,
HR,
work.
work,
Training
training
materials,
Work.
material, isn't it?
materials. Yes.
Trainer under work.
Materials.
Yeah. So
Work.
now the other part is about the cost. So I want us to go to, let me reduce this a little bit. I hope you'll be able to see it. Or maybe I can push this bar a little bit on this side. So I'll not talk about capacity right now. Maximum capacity. Let me not talk about it now. It has a lot of work when we are training this program. So project manager, how much? Standard rate per hour So cost of
Let's
the
put
project
10 US
manager is
dollars.
5,000 per day, isn't it?
Hmm.
So how much are we paying this person per hour? They are working for 8 hours in a day. So do that calculation and give me the figure.
How much per hour?
Yes, per hour. How much? Project manager per hour. They are working for 8 hours in a day. So
How
what is
much have we estimated per hour?
the cost for project manager is 5,000 per day.
635.
So how much per hour?
5.
This person is working for 8 hours in a day. That is from 8 up to 5. And per day, which is 8 hours, you are paying this person 5,000. So how much per hour?
6,225.
No, it cannot be 6,000.
625.
625.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we have 625 here. 625 per hour.
Yes.
There is no
625
overtime,
per
right?
hour.
We have not been told there is overtime, so we are not considering the overtime.
Overtime.
The
Okay.
OVT is the overtime.
Okay.
Then we move to administrative support, 8,000 per day. So how much per hour? How much?
2005. This is 200.
1,
200?
1,000
No, it cannot
per
be
hour.
1,000.
1,000 per hour.
250.
200.
250.
Should be 200 and something because that is 2,000 divided by 8.
Yes, 250.
200 and
50.
250.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope the rest can be able to confirm so that we get the right figure.
Is it 8,000 per day?
Yeah, 2,000 per
2,000
day.
per
Per
day,
day
and
here,
in a day
this
there
one.
are 8 hours. So 2,000 divided by 8.
Yeah, 2,000 divided by 8. This person is working for only 8 hours in a day.
Yes, so
Let's move
2,250.
to meeting facility. Meeting facility, how much are we going to pay?
The meeting facility?
It's 10,000 per day, isn't it?
Yes.
So that one we
Yes.
don't have hour. That is 10,000 per day because this is not a
Yes.
person. So we have
So it is
10,000 per day.
1,250. 1,250.
So here we have, is it 10,000? Meeting facility, yes, 10,000 per day.
Yes, so it is
Yes,
1,250.
10,000 per day.
Yeah, it is like that. We are not going to calculate the number of hours here
Okay.
because we are dealing with what? Material, isn't it? Material, you
Okay.
purchase it once.
All
If it
right.
is about laborers, you are paying them on depending on the number
Yes.
of hours. So this one is like that,
Yes.
cost per use. We have refreshment, that is material as well. So per day we are spending 5,000 to purchase what? The like of sodas, snacks, 5,000. Cyrus, when you're training people, do you normally do refreshment?
Yeah, we do refreshment. Sometimes we give them
Snacks.
cash.
Oh,
It
okay.
depends.
Okay, all right. So now we are budgeting for you here, even the chairs and something, whatever. Let's move to the next one, the legal fee.
But I'm having a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
8,000.
The problem that I highlighted yesterday about maybe not seeing the your presentation.
Oh, okay. Did you
I'm
check?
really having a problem with
You still
that.
have a problem?
Yeah, I've been in darkness for a while.
So we are going to, I'm going to check your system once we complete the session. so that we can sort your problem. Are you using a laptop?
I'm using my phone.
So probably it's the phone. I don't know. So let's move to obtain project approvals. This one is what?
8,000.
80,000.
It is
So
material.
I want you to look at this. The legal advisor. So how much? 8,000 per day, isn't it?
Let's say 5,000 pin there.
Now
Yes.
we are going to change this. Can you see this? When you come to
Yes,
me and I
legal.
draw, when you come to me, approach me as a professional, and I give you a professional advice, do you pay me per day or you pay me once?
Once.
So that is why there is a mistake that I did here. Should not per day. So we go back to legal advisor. We are going to change this. It is cost because I'm paying you once. So we cannot be able to put that figure here. We cannot be able to put that figure here. So I show you how we normally record this cost. When you pay once, I show you how we record it. Because when you record it as under work, it means that it is going to multiply 8,000 times the number of days that we are going to have this legal advice. And we cannot be given legal advice
The
every
number
day.
of law. Yes.
So we first of all hold this, we put this aside. So we move to hiring
Every day. No.
costs, 1,000 per day. So this one, we can also put it under cost, isn't it?
Yes, under costs.
Yeah, we can put it under cost because the consultant HR is just coming to our business, hire people, then leave, and that cannot be done on daily basis. Hiring HR consultant, but maybe this person we can put this person under work. The reason why I'm saying this is because you'll be dealing with the workers until you complete the project. So 6,000 per day. Let's use this as per day. So that is 8,000 divided by 6,000 divided by 8 for HR.
750.
So standard is
750.
700
50.
50.
50, 750.
50.
All right.
Yes.
So the other part is what? Training materials. That is under material. That means that is once 50,000. So remember, I'm using Kenya shillings.
Yes.
So this is the cost. So we are supposed to record here where we have cost 50,000.
Once.
Yeah, this one is once. It's like consultancy as well. Then total
Okay.
the trainer. Like now, when we bring Cyrus here, we are going to pay him 7,000 per day. So what is the rate per hour?
875.
Come again? 975.
800.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And 75. So remember,
Yes.
there is a
Yes.
cost that we are now holding or withholding somewhere. Please don't forget there is this cost for legal advice, 8,000. So let me first
Yes.
of all expand this so that you can be able to see how it looks like. So I want to go back to the chart again. And now I want to assign, because this activity is done by somebody, isn't it? Identify key stakeholders.
Yes.
So we check who is supposed to identify key stakeholder in our project. So
Project.
identify stakeholders is done
Project
by
manage.
an administrative support, isn't it? So it's done by two people here, or two group
Project
here.
manager and administrative.
Good.
Yes.
So I'll double click. You select this row here where you want to add that person. So identify key stakeholders. That is the row of. So when you select this row, sorry, When you select, for example, this row here or this part here against this row, you'll be able to see a drop down arrow here.
Yes.
So it's going to list all the resources that we have added. So I am going to check who is supposed to do this: administrative
Yes.
support, then project manager. Nobody else is supposed to do that.
Oh,
So I have already selected. So you can be able to see
project manager.
that it is going to be done by identify key stakeholders, done by who? Administrative support and project managers. I want us to see who is supposed to conduct stakeholders meeting here. Conduct stakeholders meeting. It's supposed to
Project
be done by
project manager.
conduct. It's also done by project manager, isn't it? But no,
Project manager.
no. When we are
Yes.
conducting the meetings, there is some resources that we
Yes.
need. We need meeting facilities and refreshment, isn't it?
Yes.
And again,
Meeting. Yeah.
it is done by project manager. We only have project manager here. So
Okay.
we want to pick what is required for this to take place. Number one, meeting facilities. Number two, refreshment. And we need the project manager to organize this, and also the administrative support, isn't it? Because who is going to organize the chairs and so forth and conduct the meetings,
Refreshments.
isn't it? So what else do we have? Meeting facility and refreshment. So we are done with that. I'll tell you the reason why this image is
Yes.
appearing here. There is a reason why they are appearing here. Okay, we have obtaining approval. Who is supposed to obtain approval, or what is required for approval to take place? We need the legal advice, isn't it?
Yes.
So here we are going to pick the legal advisor. But
And
remember, we have not assigned how much we are paying this
The
person.
yes.
So the legal advisor is here.
documents.
The legal advisor is here. Let me show you. The
Yes.
legal advisor is where I want to move this a little bit here so that you can be able to see where the legal advisor is. So when you run through this row, you'll be able to see we have the legal advisor and the bar. This is a Gantt chart. Are you together? These bars are what you
Yes.
call the Gantt chart. They help you in scheduling. I'm going to show you also to interpret them shortly. So I want us to put the cost for this activity. So we'll double click this again, this row. We want to pick the legal
Yes.
advisor here. The legal advisor is here. So I have selected the resource because this person is a resource. So I want to assign how much are we supposed to pay? 6,000?
8,000.
Is it 8 or 6,000? Oh yeah, 8,000. 8,000, correct. So because this is one time, I'll be able to add it at that point. Can you see 8,000 is now appearing here?
8,000.
Yes.
Eight.
Please note, the way I've done, you can only do that to cost resource, not any other. You cannot add cost again here. You cannot double click this resource. You hit resource here and you add here for others. But for cost resource, you can be able to add it here. And that is why we did not add it in the
Okay.
resource sheet, because you cannot be able to add it there. So that is clear to everybody.
Yes.
Now, we want to recruit people here. That is recruit staff.
So
Mhm.
sir, sorry, I have a question.
Yes, please, go on.
I have a question, sir.
Go on. I
I
can
have a
hear you.
question. Is it that all those, yes, all those costs that are just once, is it
Yes,
to, they should not get added to the resource cost.
resource sheet. You cannot add them in the resource sheet. That's why I
Okay.
said note the category of the resource here, because if you make a mistake,
Okay.
if for example you say refreshment is cost, or maybe the HR consultant is cost, then remember the sheet cannot allow you to put the cost here. It
Okay.
can only now appear on the other side. Uh,
Okay.
so
Okay.
so I've changed the color of the Gantt chart so that you can be able to see it properly. I want us to complete
Okay.
this phase here.
Thank you.
So recruit project staff. Who is supposed to recruit project staff? That is the HR consultant, isn't it? So we select the HR here, the
The
HR
project manager.
consultant. No, the HR consultant.
Okay. Okay.
Check here, here. Where is it? This one. That is the work of the HR. 6,000 HR consultant to recruit the staff. Conduct training
Okay.
sessions. We need these resources. We need materials, training materials. We need a trainer, isn't it?
Yes.
So I highlight this. I
Yes.
need training materials and I need trainers for that activity to happen. So the activity is here, training materials and trainer. So we are done with that one. We are done with that. So we have already assigned. So this part here is now complete. So this part here is now
Okay.
complete. So for the schedule to be, or for the schedule not to have discrepancy, there is something we normally do. Check the image here. Check what we have here, where I am now pointing. So there is something like a pin that we normally use to pin something on the notice board, isn't it? This one.
Yes.
So we are supposed to
Yes.
convert this and look like this, a bar that has an arrow
Hi.
pointing towards your right hand side. So that is now converting the system into what we call auto scheduling. Up to that point, I will convert it into what we call auto scheduling, so that it
Auto
doesn't
ship.
have now discrepancies. Sawa, it together. So let me explain to you what it means by having these two images here. So these images, they are telling us that we have over allocated the project manager and the administrative support. That is what it is simply telling us, that we have given too much work to these two people
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when you find yourself in that situation, there is something that we are supposed to cover here. There's something that you're supposed to cover below here. So we have estimated the duration for the activity. So here I'm assuming that we have used what we call the expert judgment. Like for example, Cyrus can give us, we can use Cyrus, who is in this kind of project, to tell us, for example, identifying the key stakeholders. It will take, let's say, 7 days. That is the use of an expert. If you had implemented a similar project in the past, you can be able to go to what you call historical analogy, or you can look at statistics. You can research on such kind of projects, so that you can be able to get more information about estimation of the duration. So these forms are our first part. So we have completed what? This part.
The past tense initiation.
That is the initiation phase. So we are done with initiation phase. So the rest of the phase, they are done the same way we have done this. So there is no any difference. There is no any difference here. But now the question is, if you find yourself in this situation, if you find yourself in this situation here, I hope you can hear me well. Am I breaking or my voice is okay?
You can repeat it
It's
again.
okay.
Okay, so if you find yourself in this situation, Cyrus, you are the one in such kind of project. If you find yourself that you have over allocated a resource, too much work, because when you look at it with your maybe with your eyes, you may not be able to see it, but the system can be able to tell you that you have over allocated somebody some work. So what do we do? Number one, you can decide to reassign this person, not to assign this activity, or for example, conducting this, you can reassign. You can decide not to have these people there. So the images has disappeared, isn't it?
Yes.
So that has already solved another problem. So I'll introduce you to something else, though not today. We normally call leveling. So it is part of what you're supposed to look at it here. So when estimating, I want you to give me like 10 more minutes 10 more minutes to complete this because I was supposed to complete this today. So analogous. When we are estimating the duration, we can use analogous. Analogous is what you call history. Kindly mute, please. Derek, mute. So when you are estimating the duration of the project, for example, this one, how did I come up with this duration? I have used my own judgment because I have been implementing project. Expert judgment. I'm an expert in project management. I have implemented several projects. So I can use what you call analogous. If you're not an expert, or maybe that is the time you're now joining project management and you have been given this kind of work, you can look for us to help you to come up with what? To estimate the duration. So you can look for experts. You can use what you call parametric. Parametric is what you call the historic. I mean the statistics. You research, you get data about such projects. Or you can use what you call the three estimates. Three estimates. You're going to see the three estimates below here. 3-point estimate, how we calculate that. The other point is consider the resource availability and risks. So I've shown you how we add the resources, who is supposed to do what, who is supposed to do what. Then accurate estimates improve the schedule realism. So if you have an accurate estimate for this, the schedule will become now realistic. You can give some duration here that might not be realistic at all. So I don't want to dwell so much on this. So let me move to 3-point here. The 3-point is where we have, it is estimation, or maybe a 3-point estimation is a project management technique that uses three estimates: optimistic, most likely, and what you call pessimistic, to calculate more accurate and realistic estimate of the project duration or cost, accounting for uncertainty and risk. What do we mean? Optimistic is when you expect to complete the project. For example, we are supposed to, like now, there are some people who ask me during the first lesson, when are we going to complete this training? And I told them most likely, we are supposed to complete it on around 17th May next month. But you are very pessimistic that you are going to complete it on that particular point. Or You are pessimistic, you may not complete it on that particular date that I mentioned. This is being, we can look at it from the point of negativity. This one. This one is the point of positivity, that we are going to complete it. You are very optimistic that by 17th we are through. What about most likely? Yes. Most likely you are not very sure, isn't it? You don't know the exact
Mm-hmm.
date, right?
Yes.
So there is a question that I've given here, the formula for PAT. PAT means project evaluation and review technique. This one. The 3-point estimate uses what we call the PAT, that is project evaluation and review technique. So it uses this formula, 0 plus 4m plus p divided by 6. I've given you a key here. 0, we have optimistic, estimate for all favorable conditions with no risk or changes. Most likely, estimate for both the favorable and favorable, most likely. You are not very sure, most likely. Pessimistic and favorable, negative. So there is a question that I've given you here. So during the week, you can try to do this, use the formula to calculate or to estimate the duration. I've given you a project here. You are managing a software development project. For the activity, developer use a login module. Your technical team provides the following estimates. Optimistic time, which is O, 4 days. Most likely, M, 6 days. Pessimistic estimate or pessimistic time is P, 10 days. Using the 3-point estimation technique based on the program evaluation and review technique part, calculate number 1, expected duration, E, of the activity, the standard deviation of the estimate, the range of activity duration within one standard deviation. So I would like you to find more on the 3 points. So that is an activity. So you are going to provide the solution for that when we meet in our next class. So the other part I wanted to cover very fast is about what we call, so whatever that we have developed here is what we call the schedule. The schedule for project implementation. So with this, you can comfortably implement this project. Now, I'll go back to what I have here. So when you're developing and controlling the project schedule, so you have already developed, then you need to control the project schedule. So how do you do that? Or why do we really need to control the project schedule? So we have already created a project schedule from activity list. So we had our activity list here. This is our activity list, isn't it? What we call the
Yes.
breakdown. Identify the critical path and what you call the float. Let me not talk about the float today. It has even calculations. I share some materials during the week so that you can have a look at what you call the float. For the critical path, I mentioned the critical path as the longest duration that can affect your project. So let me check the critical path, or what you call the critical activity. So I want the system to tell us the critical tasks. The critical tasks are those tasks that can affect the completion date of the project. We normally call them the critical tasks, and they normally follow what you call a critical path. So when I select in the initiation phase and tick this, I want you to focus on what is happening on the Gantt chart. Let me uncheck it.
Mm-hmm.
Focus here. Your focus should be here. What is happening?
Orange in the screen.
Orange color, isn't it? So it is simply telling us that these are critical activities. They can affect the completion duration of your project. That is what the system means. So I can uncheck that. So the other part is the CPM, the critical path method. This one determines the longest path of the task with the 0 fault. I will show you that kind of critical path here. So we have activity, duration, and predecessor. Remember, this is what I was presenting here. We have activity, duration, and we have predecessor. Activity, duration, and we have predecessor. So when we go back to this, you can be able to see this odd man here is explaining something. So we have activity A. You have already organized your activity A, B, A, C, B, D, E. The duration is 4, 5, 3, 10, 5, 0. Start, start. So this is what kind of dependency is this? SS, isn't it? Start, start.
Yes, 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 yes.
So these activities are starting at the same time. Then we have activity B. So activity B will only start once you have completed A and C. So that dependency is what? Finish to start. So
Finish to
once you have
start.
completed this A and C, then you can now start B. So B depends on A and C. So you can't start this B without completing this. So when we move to D, you can only move to D once C has been completed. What about E? E can only start once you have completed what? B and D. E and D. Then finish. That is E and D. That is where you complete. Then calculate the parts. I will show you next week practically how we calculate this. But in the meantime, I would like you to read this. I am going to interpret to you and show you practically how we come up to this, because this is where you start the project. You're supposed to follow this activity and also the duration for you to end the project. That is what we have done here. We have started here and we are supposed to end here, conduct the session. That is what I'm saying using this image here. I start here with A, activity number 1, and I'm supposed to end with the last activity, which is E. It is the last activity here. But I'll show you how we normally draw this in a project, because we are supposed to interpret this. A is here, B, and so forth. So let me not dwell so much on this. It will be the starting point for next week before we move to module 5, so that at least you can get a good understanding of how critical path is very, very important. Or part, I mean CPM. We normally call it CPM. But with the program, I can be able to show you that network that I was showing you here. This one, where is that one? This one, I can show you using the system based on the activities. So the network diagram is supposed to appear where? Is it in the view? Yeah, the network diagram is here. That is the same as this. It is the same as this. So let me show you how it looks like. So where did we start? That is a question you need to ask yourself. Where did we start? We started with, did we start with the task ID number 3? This number 3 here. Let's
Yes.
see.
Which is
Let's go back again. Task number 3, that is
yeah.
stakeholder engagement, identify stakeholders. So stakeholders engagement, conduct stakeholders, then we obtained approvals. Identify the stakeholders. So these activities happen at the same time. These 3. That is 5, 4, and 6. Let's check. 5, 4, and 6. Yes, that is what happened. 5, 4, and 6. This way. You started here, you came up with the major activity. So look at where the arrow is pointing. Can you see the connection? The connection tells you that these are sub-activities, because this one is independent. It is the major activity. Yeah. So this one is also telling you project information. We had two activities under that and so forth. So we have not completed this, the rest, and that
That's
is why they don't have anything here. But whatever we did, for example, project formation, this is the phase. It is not connected to anything here. So we have recruit staff and we have conduct training. That is what we did. Let me show you here. We did recruit staff and conduct sessions. So these one are connected, the four under this. So we don't link the major what? The major activity when the network diagram is being produced here or being developed. So we have malaria control project initiation, then moved on to this, then we went to this and so forth. So allow me to end at that point. I hope you have learned something today. So the remaining part that you're supposed to cover on your own is schedule compression techniques. So if the duration is if the duration of an activity is too much, how do you reduce the duration? So compression techniques. I will start briefly on Monday from this point, so that at least you can get it. For the Gantt chart and network diagram, that is what I was showing you here. So this is the Gantt chart that we have here, these ones, and the network diagram is what I was showing you here. But you can only understand this system if you join this class for this. It has a lot of activities because we have to cover this one. That is the task. We are supposed to cover everything here. It can take even 2 weeks. Resource, it can take 2 weeks. Report is the same. Project, all these tabs are supposed to be covered. But that is for an independent class in project what? Project software management. But at least you have the foundation for the software. So let me end at that point. Just a few slides I did not cover. Any question?
task and management.
Yeah.
And my main question is like the software for uh, doing all this
Mm,
breakdown and
mm-hmm,
Gantt chart diagram.
mm-hmm.
Are you supposed to be providing a software?
No, it is not part of the training because that is a
Okay.
different course in project management software. That is MindView and Microsoft project. But for those
Okay.
who are already in class, because we have a team, they normally get it for free.
Like us who already pursue the course, right?
For you, you are doing project management, isn't it?
Yes.
The professional course. For them, they have already done the course. They are now doing software, the software part of
Okay.
it.
Okay. So now for one to get that, so do you have to buy in case somebody
You
wants
don't
to buy?
have to buy. You can once we complete the course, you can consider enrolling for the softwares, and the school
Okay.
will provide you for free latest one in the market.
Okay.
And the team normally get it at a huge discount, by the way. For those who normally do project management and come back for software, they normally get a huge discount
Okay.
because they are part and parcel of Media Africa School. They are not new to the school.
Then
So,
there
mhm.
is this template. Is it the carbon template for the management? Is it similar to this or there is some slight difference?
Come again.
There is this template, is it software carbon, is it carbon something?
Covering what? This one.
No, there is a software also called project management, but is it a carbon? That is the software.
I have not
That is
actually interacted with the search. I have only interacted with the main software. That is Microsoft project because that is what is used in the field of project management. I
okay.
have interacted with MindView. I have interacted with another one we call Primavera. When for resource, I have interacted with another one we call Jira.
Okay. Yeah,
Those are
because
the
at least
mhm.
if one could have that to keep practicing those things before one forget, it will be
Oh,
so good.
for the course.
Yes.
I don't know. I'll talk to the school and see how they can do. I don't know, but it is not part of the training.
Okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
I decided to we must cover it. At least you have a knowledge. You have a knowledge of how you can, even if you get the program like today, at least you can
Yes.
start somewhere, isn't it? You are not like
Yes.
somebody who has not done the program.
Yes.
Yeah, you have some knowledge on how to interact with the program. Don't worry about
Exactly.
it. We will see what to do once we cross the bridge. We are
Okay.
not yet. We are very far.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Derek, you had a question. Derek has disappeared. Oh, he's in here. Yes, Derek. What was the question? Maybe you have asked that question on his behalf. Any other person who has a question? Anybody else who has a question? Comment. Have you learned? You know, it's also good to comment that you have learned. Have you gotten something today?
Yes, we have actually learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But for, on my side,
Mm-hmm.
it's I've, I've been only be able to get the audio
Or the audio
part
only?
of it. Yes. So I was wondering what's going on because my screen was dark all the time.
What about the rest of the team? Were you able to see what I was presenting?
Mine also was so
I
much
was able to
audio.
see on my end.
Yes, it was very clear for me to get.
Oh, so don't worry then. And that is why the reason I decided to record the class. In case you have challenges, you can always review the what you have learned because some
Yes. So I think
technicalities
it
come up.
was
Mhm.
okay. Sorry for interruption. I think it could be